good evening.
Let me welcome Mr. V.G. Ramakrishnan, Managing Director and Partner at Aventum Advisors, to start with the proceedings of the first panel discussion.
Now, as we all know that the commercial vehicle industry is going through some times, and these are times that we have seen in the past, and I'm sure we will see these kind of times in the future as well. But just to talk about where the industry is headed towards, we have a highly power-packed panel, and I would like to introduce a topic right away, which is the CV sector growth. That will be the topic for the first panel discussion this evening. Mr. Sharma, I will fire the first question. What has happened to the industry in the past 1 year, and we are taking the year 2015-16 compared to what happened in 2014 and 15, and what do you think are the biggest hits and misses that happened in the last year?
Okay, I think I'll start with the misses because it could be a miss next year as well, hopefully not. But the biggest miss to my mind was the failure of the monsoon.
Right.
That to my mind, 2 consecutive monsoons failing was something that we could have done without. And therefore I hope that going forward it becomes a hit and not a miss. There are a lot of small things which are happening, everybody knows them. The sum total of that is not yet equal to a big bang to my mind. So there is the incremental optimism which is there in the market. So looking forward with cautious optimism.
I'm sure Mr. Mehta will not agree to the fact that LCV is down because Mahindra seems to have done exceptionally well this year. So Mr. Mehta, what are your thoughts?
When I look at it at a micro level, as your question sort of is tending towards, certainly the HCV segment, as the figures will tell us, has seen a kind of a revival, agreed on a very low base. So I would say that there is an optimism. I would say that utilization of trucks is being reported as better, and therefore transporters are buying and replacing, no doubt on a very low base, and industry has kind of reached the F12 level.
Right.
So the LCV story is a true indicator of rural consumption. That's the overall scenario.
Right. Kaushik, I know that you are probably one of the very few people who have a crystal ball with you right now, right? How do you see the crystal ball, and what do you think is the scenario for the commercial vehicle sector?
There is still some level of optimism out there in the market. I was just discussing this point a few days ago. The so-called last mile connectivity, is still becoming popular for commercial vehicles as well. So hopefully that will drive the growth of at least the light commercial vehicles in the next year or two. The optimism which Mr. Mehta mentioned is going to be carried forward for the next 2 years as well.
Right. Thanks, Kaushik. Mr. Sachdev, over the last 12 to 24 months, how have you seen the freight movement happening? Are you seeing increased capacity utilization of vehicles? And where do you see this all headed towards?
Last 2 years, if you see that, as you rightly said, that freight has been, more or less constant. And freight index, which we monitor, we feel that there's not much upside on this. We have seen that during last 2 years. And even after diesel price reduction, which we see that every 1 rupee diesel price reduction lead to 1% profitability increase for the fleet owner. Right. There also we see that government is not passing on all the diesel cost benefit, crude benefit to all the fleet owners. But one thing good is happening, that overall efficiency of transportation is improving a lot. And there we see that there's a lot of hope, e-commerce coming, putting new standards and new demands on the fleet owners. All these factors are putting a lot of pressure on the profitability, cost reduction, both at OEM level as well as fleet owner level, so that they can get some benefit.
But I'll go to Mr. Jindal. Where do you see all of this in terms of translating to demand for commercial vehicles? And how is it impacting someone who's from the R&D side of things as to how do you look at future products that you will launch in?
I think the lot of optimism because of the lot of initiatives from the government in terms of coal mines, and then a lot of expenditure on the infrastructure side for the road construction. There are a lot of initiatives seems to have been taken, but probably many of those have not yet come to a level that yet it starts affecting the demand growth. I think fuel efficiency is something which is very dear to particularly the commercial vehicle owners, and it remains as one of the key drivers. So the fuel efficiency, the overall vehicle efficiency, and of course the freight movement, they will be all the governing factors for improvement in the design of trucks as well as the operation of the vehicles.
We will close the panel with this. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your insights. We're talking about the next panel, which is technology, innovation, and we'll touch something about R&D. So obviously, the hot topic that is going on, Mr. Dasari, Euro 6. The entire industry is talking about it, chatting about it, burning about it. So what's your take? Give us a sense of what's happening on Euro 6.
While the industry's position is we will always meet whatever regulations are there in the country, India has consistently adopted regulations, whether on safety or emission, faster than any country in the world.
Right.
And the media asked me, is the industry ready? I said, there is no way I can answer that question because the technology itself has to be developed.
Right.
What is there? And they say, well, it's available in Europe. It's not true. The duty cycle is different. The driving cycle is different. What is there in Europe cannot simply be cut and paste and put into India. As of now, the stand from the ministry is that 100% will be from 2020.
Right.
So the media asks whether the industry will be ready, and my simple, rather blunt answer is industry has no choice but to ready. Whether everybody will be ready is yet to be seen, and those who cannot be ready will have to shut their factory. It's as simple as that.
Right. That's as straight as an answer that one can get from Mr. Dasari. Mr. Nasalov, India, if you have looked at in the last 7 to 10 years, we have had laid out roadmaps for emission, safety, and various other aspects, right? And we have missed deadlines after deadline. At DICV, how do you look at these changes?
So if we talk about Euro 6, so if government wish to implement Euro 6 in 2020, we will be ready. We can even be ready earlier.
Right.
But I am fully in line with Mr. Dasari in one regard. It's not the question if we are ready. The infrastructure needs to be there. Without having the infrastructure, without having fuel available, it will not work. And I can tell you one thing, and I have a strong opinion in this. It would make more sense if you would have nationwide converted all vehicles tomorrow to Euro 3 or Bharat Stage 3 or Bharat Stage 4 than waiting for 2020.
Right.
Because we would be ready. We would be absolutely ready to do this. From my point of view, go tomorrow to Bharat Stage 4, implement it nationwide, you will see directly a result. We can also go tomorrow to Bharat Stage 5, also not an issue, if you have the fuel.
Bhushan, you must be speaking to a lot of suppliers for commercial vehicle manufacturers. What is the readiness of suppliers when it comes to moving to Euro 6?
We have known of suppliers who are working with OEMs very closely on Euro 5 and Euro 4 projects. And most of these products are exported by the Indian OEMs. The technology is already there. The point is, does regulation follow technology or technology follows regulation?
Avinash, from your perspective, what is it that you're seeing from all this fuel emissions and all of these regulations that is playing out? And how are you prepared for meeting some of these requirements?
I think the regulators have to be also catalyst. So today they are only saying we want on this time this particular standard, this particular emission norms. But why can't they say that, okay, let us team up and develop a technology that will give very substantial results, even little before the time comes.
Right.
So this is what I feel.
Okay. Dr. Pandey, where do you see these technologies moving in the Indian market? And I'm sure as HELLA, you're doing a lot on the lighting part of it that is contributing towards safety.
What I feel as an industry, when we have the sensational news, things come in public debate, we of course react at the time. We have done enough good job in past. If you remember, we have gone through our phases of improvements. We have always done the norms as per the requirement. And in our ecosystem, we are seeing, okay, internally as an industry, we are quite aware. We talk to each other. But going beyond industry, talking to judiciary, talking to political people, in fact, we are much more responsible than the political body today in terms of ensuring, like what Vinod was telling, that we can purify the air. But are we talking about it? So I will say, rather than waiting for this kind of moment, I think we need to do more. And I think I'm also expecting media to be more aware about our challenges and issues.
With that, I'll close this panel. Thank you, gentlemen. It was a fantastic panel. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ramakrishnan, and thank you, esteemed panelists.